Unfortunately, the Raptors' luck of winning against very good teams while being undermanned is done as the Raptors lose 98-88 to former Toronto Raptor Kawhi Leonard and the Los Angeles Clippers. But you know what? I'm not even that angry. I gotta say, guys, as much as I would have loved this victory and as much as they had the lead going into the fourth quarter and blew it and lost by 10, I'm not mad at this team. How can you be upset with the Toronto Raptors? Obviously, we knew no Lowry, no Ibaka coming into the game. Obviously, we knew that the Raptors were on a back-to-back, and they played a really hard game yesterday against the Los Angeles Lakers, and the Clippers have not played since Thursday, so they're very well rested and at home. Meanwhile, 2 minutes into the game, OG Anunoby gets poked in the eye by who? Kawhi Leonard. Very long hands, very long fingers, boop, right in the eye. I don't know if it scratched his eye or whatnot. OG Anunoby leaves the game, does not return. He only plays 2 minutes. So basically, the Raptors didn't play today with Lowry, Ibaka, and OG Anunoby. So once again, the Raptors had the lead going into the fourth quarter, having not had OG, Lowry, or Ibaka against a very, very good Los Angeles Clippers ball team. And yes, they lost the game, and everyone's going to be angry and say, oh, the Raptors are garbage, blah, blah, blah. A very 100-man team held Kawhi Leonard, who I dearly love, and I miss dearly, but he's not with the Raptors anymore, so we got to find a way to move on from him. The Raptors held Kawhi Leonard to 12 points, 11 rebounds, and 9 assists. I mean, he almost had a triple-double, but it was a very mini triple-double almost. But they hold him to 2 of 11 shooting. Kawhi makes 2 field goals. He's 8 of 9 from the free throw line. He goes 0 of 4 from 3. Doesn't make a 3. Yes, he gets 3 steals in the ball game, but it's Kawhi Leonard. That's what you expect. And here's the glaring number. 9 turnovers. The Raptors, without Lowry, Ibaka, and OG Anunoby, make Kawhi turn the ball over 9 different times. They hold him under 15 points. He gets 2 field goals. If you're telling me this is not a success, what the heck are you watching? I understand people say, well, this guy did this. You held Kawhi Leonard in check with a very undermanned basketball team. You got to take it one game at a time, people. This Raptor team has lost 3 games this year. They lost in Boston. And the Raptors were right in that ball game where before Kemba Walker just kind of took over and just kind of shut the lights out the rest of the game. In Milwaukee, the Raptors I think they had no business being in that game. I think they found a way to come back, but it was just too little, too late. But again, they were down. They lost by less than 10. And today, without 3 of your main guys against a rested team, you're not rested, you're not healthy, and you lose by 10. And once again, you were leading going into the fourth quarter. Just ran out of gas. I am impressed. I am proud of these guys. And it's just great to watch. I understand that they lost. But in the first quarter, they won 23-15. You're up by 5 you're up by 8 after one quarter. In the second quarter, this was a flippin' roller coaster game. It really was. You were great in the first quarter. You were awful in the second quarter. Raptors got 36 in the second quarter. Only scored 23, minus 13 in that quarter. But you're minus 5 at the break, which isn't bad being on a back-to-back. Then the Raps come out in the third quarter and are dominant. Win the third quarter 32-22 and are plus 5 heading into the fourth. But an abysmal fourth quarter. They can't shoot the ball for their life. They only scored 10 points in the fourth quarter altogether. They give up 25. You're minus 15 in the fourth, and you lose by 10. Like I said, the Raptors just ran out of gas. And I'm okay with that. These guys put everything they had out there. They're putting an effort. They're putting their body, they're putting everything on the line to try and get this dub tonight. And it just came up short. I'm not angry. I'm really not. You know, Pascal Siakam had another double-double. He had 16, 10, and 6. He played almost the entire game. You know, he shot 6 of 17, 3 of 6 from the field, 1 of 6 from 3, had a block in the ball game. Yeah, he didn't shoot the ball very well, but no Raptor did. You know what I mean? The Raptors as a team only shot 40% from the field, but you held the Clippers to 37% from the field. The problem is they took 7 more shots, and they made the same amount of field goals. The Raptors only gave up 8 threes. They shot 22% from 3. But it's the same things that kill the Raptors night in, night out. And it's the offensive rebounds that kill the Raptors once again today. Minus 15 on the offensive glass. 20! The Raptors gave up 20 offensive rebounds. Only at 5. Minus 15 on the glass there. That is awful. And they were almost doubled in rebounds in general. 66-38. That's a big issue. Now, with no Serge Ibaka, and OG usually grabs you 5 or 6 rebounds, and Ibaka could get you possibly a double-double, those are huge losses. Those could turn games. But obviously you didn't have those guys. You know, and so they had 25 assists, they had 9 steals, 8 blocks. Yeah, they turned the ball over 15 times, but they had 19 turnovers, including Kawhi's 9 turnovers. Look, guys, I understand people want to get angry at the Raptors because they lost, and they're going to hate on Kawhi, and they're going to do this, they're going to do that, but you got to think about where this team is, Raptor-wise, and what this game actually means. It doesn't mean a damn thing. It's a regular season game in November. You're on a very long road trip, not healthy, and you beat the Lakers, which is incredible, and you hung tight right with the Los Angeles Clippers right to the very end, but unfortunately came up short. I'm impressed. If you're not impressed, I don't know what you're looking for. You must be just looking at the wins and loss total and saying, well, I'm not really that impressed then. And the box score and seeing that you lost by 10 and blew it in the fourth quarter, that's not very good. Sorry, guys. But I'm just really happy with these guys. You know, I really am. Gasol didn't shoot the ball great, but I mean, again, 8 points, 5 boards, 5 assists, 3 of 8 shooting. You know, he was 2 of 4 from 3, had to steal a couple blocks. I don't think he played a terrible basketball game. Fred VanVleet shot 6 of 20. That's awful. He had 14 points, couple boards, 8 dimes. You know, shot 1 of 6 from 3, 3 steals in the ball game. Imagine if he made a couple shots, right? It could change a ball game. You know, Norm Powell had 15, yeah, but he shot 5 of 12, which isn't terrible, but again, not the greatest. He was 1 of 5 from 3. Hollis-Jefferson shot 4 of 11, but he almost had a double-double, 9 and 9. He's been really impressive for me in the early goings here. You know, Chris Boucher continues to impress. 13 points, 6 rebounds, 5 of 10 shooting in 22 minutes. 3 of 5 from 3, had a steal and 2 blocks. Meanwhile, Hollis-Jefferson, usually known for his defense, had 3 steals and a block in this game. So again, just to keep an eye on him. And Terrence Davis, 5 points, a couple assists in 17 minutes. 2 of 4 shooting, 1 of 2 from 3. I would have liked to see a lot more of Matt Thomas today, though. You know, that was the one thing. If I'm gonna knock Nick Nurse a little bit, it's that, you know, Boucher, Terrence Davis, and Matt Thomas are the only guys who shot over 50% from the field in the game, and they played the least amount of minutes. You know, Boucher shot 50%, Davis shot 50%, and Matt Thomas didn't miss a shot. He was 3 of 3, had 8 points in 11 minutes, 2 of 2 from 3. However, he was a -5 in those 11 minutes. But again, ride the hot hand. I understand Siakam's your guy, and I get that Freddie's your guy. But if guys are working, you just run with them. And he didn't today. But again, I'm not angry. I'm not upset with this loss because you got to realize what this team looked like going into the ball game, and the fact that you lost OG within the first 2 minutes of this game, and we're still able to hang tight. It impresses the hell out of me every second. And I am totally confident now going into, you know, every game from here on out, knowing what this team looks like. And I'm just impressed. I'm proud of these guys. I really, really am. And if anybody isn't, then you're clearly not a true Raptors fan. You really aren't. You're just a bandwagoner who just looks at wins and losses, and that's fine. There's probably lots of bandwagoners out there, but if you're a hardcore fan, you know what this team did tonight. They battled hard right to the very end while being undermanned, and just unfortunately came up short on the back-to-back. If you're telling me that the Raptors would have gone 1-1 on the LA trip and would have had a lead against the Clippers going into the fourth, but the fatigue would have set in and you would have lost in the fourth quarter, I'd be like, well, no, there's no way they would be like that. Plus, they lost OG. There's no way. But they did. So, I'm proud of these guys. On to the next. Because all it is a regular season game in November. And you got to move on from it, all right? So now the next game for the Raptors is obviously still on this trip, but it's Wednesday. They don't play tomorrow. They play on Wednesday in Portland. It's a 10 p.m. tip-off, and the Trailblazers have had an awful start to their season. They are 4-6 on the year. They won their last game. They beat Atlanta, but it took overtime to do so at home. No matter what that record suggests, Damian Lillard and C.J. McCollum are two of the best guards out there. You cannot let those guys get hot. Now, with OG Anunoby, you don't know if he's going to be out and whatnot, but I think the length of the Toronto Raptors might cause a lot of problems, no matter who's in the lineup, because you still got Boucher, you still have Pascal, Gasol, you still have all these guys, running Hollis-Jefferson with a lot of length, and it could cause problems for guys like Lillard and McCollum, but we're going to have to wait and see how it all plays out on Wednesday. It's a 10 p.m. tip-off. Don't worry, guys, that is the last really late game, because then the next one, the final game of the trip, is in Dallas. It's an 8:30 tip-off, so it's a lot better. Then we're back home to take on Charlotte. So, good news is you're done with the 10:30s. That's what today was. And then you had a 10 o'clock game there on Wednesday, and then back to somewhat normal time against Dallas. But one game at a time. You went 1-1 on the LA trip. You beat New Orleans. You find a way to beat Portland. And hey, you're 3-1 so far in this trip. And then you have to close it out in Dallas. You win that. You had a 4-1 trip with a very unhealthy team, which would be absolutely incredible. But we got to take it one game at a time, all right? So our next focus, you got to put this game behind you today. Hopefully OG's okay and you'll be ready for the next game against Portland, all right? So, guys, that is going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed this video and you guys enjoyed the ball game overall, because it was very entertaining, a lot of great highlights, seeing Chris Boucher, swat Montrezl Harrell's, it looked like Montrezl Harrell was going to throw it down, but Boucher absolutely rejected, making it look stupid. Let me hear your guys' thoughts on this game, guys. Hit the like button if you guys enjoyed this one, hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below everything you want to talk about when it comes to this game, this team, what you saw today that's great, the negatives you saw from today, and kind of what you take from the LA trip that we just had. Do you take it that this team is actually a contender because two of the best teams in the NBA, the Raptors just battled with them, hung tight, and just unfortunately came up short in game 2? That's the way I'm looking at it, because I have not seen a team in the NBA that is just above and beyond everybody else. It's always been the Golden State Warriors. There's no Golden State this year. Watching the Raptors bang with Milwaukee, watching the Raptors bang with Boston, watching the Raptors beat the Lakers in LA, watching the Raptors fight hard and just barely lose, basically, to the Los Angeles Clippers. It's very, very appetizing, and it shows you how close this Raptor team is to still being great. Now, will they be able to do so moving forward down the stretch and into the playoffs? Well, that only time is going to tell, and I can't tell the future, and we're just going to have to wait and see. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts on what you've seen from this team over the first 10 games of this season. What do you think? That's what I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about this team? Do you love it? Do you not like it? Are you in the middle still? Do you still want to see more? I want to hear your guys' thoughts down in the comments below, all right? So Twitter is down below for myself as well. Follow up, send me a DM, guys. Do all that great stuff, and I will talk to you guys Leafs edition on Wednesday, right? They don't play tomorrow. They play on Wednesday in New York, taking on the Islanders. 7 o'clock puck drop there. Freddie Anderson, Semyon Varlamov are the expected goaltenders in that game. The Leafs have to play better. I mean, they got to get back in the win column because they are really struggling. I understand they had a 5-game point streak and then they just lost in regulation in their last one, but That was an ugly game in Chicago. Obviously, Michael Hutchinson just got put on waivers, and he's either going to the AHL or he's just going to get dumped. I mean, it's awful, right? I don't think anybody's going to pick him up. His numbers are atrocious. It looks like a Casimir Kaskasuo, at least for right now, is going to be the backup. Would not surprise me if they bring in a guy like Michael Neuwirth again. It really wouldn't surprise me, but we're going to have to see how that all plays out for the Leafs. And as for the Raptors, what happened there? As for the Raptors, there we go. They take on the Portland Trail Blazers in Portland on Wednesday night, 10 p.m. tip-off, as the Raptors look to get back into the win column after the tough loss today, but hopefully OG Anunoby's okay there for that game on Wednesday in Portland, because if so, it's another weapon, another piece of length the Raptors have against the two guards in Portland, all right? So thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Talk to you guys then.